Hey, I'm Audrey Hillam, and today we're going to be talking about ethanol. First of all, what is ethanol? Ethanol is an organic compound that is a member of the alcohol family. It's found in wine and beer, and it's also used industrially as a biofuel. Now you may be asking, what even is a biofuel? Biofuel is just a fancy word for fuel derived directly from living matter. Ethanol can be made from sugar crops like beets and sugarcane, or grain crops like corn. In the United States, ethanol is most commonly derived from corn. In fact, around 40% of all corn grown in the United States is used for the production of ethanol. How is ethanol produced? First, corn plants use photosynthesis to harvest energy from the sun and use respiration to grow. Once the corn has fully matured and has energy-rich kernels, farmers harvest this corn and ship it to ethanol plants. The corn is then dry milled into flour. That flour is fermented by yeast, which produces carbon dioxide and ethanol as byproducts. Today, ethanol is widely available. Around 98% of all gasoline in the US has ethanol in it, typically in a 10% ethanol, 90% gasoline ratio. Improvements to the ethanol production chain are still being made, and research is still ongoing about whether or not ethanol positively or negatively impacts our carbon footprint. When looking for answers about whether ethanol has a positive or negative effect on our carbon footprint, I wasn't able to find a conclusive answer. I looked at a variety of different sources, and none of them seemed to agree. The sources that claimed that ethanol has a positive carbon impact said that they found ethanol had a 23% lower carbon impact compared to gasoline, and that vehicles that use ethanol have less carbon emissions. Those who claimed ethanol has a negative carbon impact said that the studies claiming ethanol had a positive impact didn't account for the carbon emissions that came from land conversion, which is cultivating new land to grow corn to meet the demands for ethanol production. They claimed that tilling fields and using nitrogen-based fertilizers increased carbon emissions quite a bit, and that ethanol is likely at least 24% more carbon-intensive than gasoline due to emissions resulting from land use changes to grow corn, along with processing and combustion. One thing is for certain, though. Ethanol does have a positive economic impact. Ethanol production creates jobs in rural areas where employment opportunities are needed. According to the Renewable Fuels Association, ethanol production in 2020 accounted for more than 62,000 direct jobs across the country, $35 billion to the gross domestic product, and $19 billion in household income. Have you seen ethanol in your day-to-day life? You can sometimes see it advertised at gas stations. Ethanol production is also a hotly contested political topic, and there have been a few ad campaigns promoting and demoting ethanol. All right, to conclude, numerous sources claim that ethanol is good for the environment, while numerous others claim that it negatively affects the environment, so I personally don't know how to feel about it. However, ethanol is good for the economy because it creates more jobs for people in rural areas. If ethanol is indeed good overall, then a good plan of action is to promote the production of ethanol and continue researching ways to improve it. If ethanol is bad, then we should focus on decreasing ethanol production and conserving farmland. Now, a little thought experiment. How could we improve ethanol if money wasn't an issue? One thing that we could do is we could channel more money into researching ways to improve the ethanol production process and how to use ethanol more efficiently as a fuel source. We could build car engines designed to optimize ethanol's properties, and we could entice farmers to use no-till practices to fix carbon into the soil. Here are my cited sources, and thank you for watching.